friends, Jamie here, excited to bring you part 2 of what to expect when you are entrepreneuring. Today I'm going to give you parts 6 through 10 of my ninja tips of what to expect when you become an entrepreneur. This is something that nobody is going to tell you, so I am going to take you behind the scenes of my entrepreneurial journey and share with you some experiences that I've had along the way that I wish that I knew before I started this business. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out part 1 of this video, what to expect when you're entrepreneuring, part 1, which has ninja tips 1 through 5 in it. But let's get into tips 6 through 10. So tip number 6, no one tells you about all the ups and downs that you're going to experience on a daily basis when you become an entrepreneur. This is something for me that I used to take so personally. If I get a no on a proposal, I would take that to heart as if I was doing something wrong as a human being. There are so many ups and downs as an entrepreneur. Things go awesome, things go terrible, things go amazing, things go okay. That can all happen in a single day. I'm just talking about before lunch that can happen. And that is something that I was not prepared for when I started my business. So many people were like, it's awesome, it's great, you get to experience all these things, but ultimately when you start your own business, you're on your own, it's just you. So you have to work through technical issues, you have to work through calendaring, you have to work through proposal writing, you have to work through delivery systems and customer service, and all of these things can bring you lots of emotion and lots of ups and downs. So I want you to be prepared for the fact that every day it's going to be a roller coaster ride, and it's going to be a roller coaster ride for a little bit when you first get started. Those first 3 months are going to be complete chaos, and I hate to break it to you, 16 years later, we still have days that are like roller coasters. And ultimately, that is part of embarking in an entrepreneurial journey. There are so many positive rewards and positive benefits from being an entrepreneur, but you also have just as many challenges that you're going to face. The rewards will pay you tenfold, but be prepared for those ups and downs. I encourage you to dive into self-development, dive into meditation, dive into fitness and exercise, because when you make time for those things, you will be able to manage the ups and downs and the roller coaster ride of being an entrepreneur so much more seamlessly. So tip number 7, your challenges will be different than those of your friends and family. I will never forget this time. I was sitting with a good friend of mine and we were having a couple of margaritas at a bar, and she was sitting there and she was complaining about her boss. And it hit me like a ton of bricks. I could have potentially been the person that she was complaining about because I was the boss. And this is a crazy realization that you have to come to when you become an entrepreneur. The problems that you face are going to be so much different than that of your friends and family if they aren't entrepreneurs. So if you're sitting there and you're hearing your friend complain about their boss, don't feel bad. It happens to the best of us entrepreneurs. So I encourage you, if you're experiencing this in your world right now, be mindful of what you're sharing, right? Because you don't want to get that negative feedback from that person that's sitting across from you, nor do you want to hear about how they're complaining about their boss doing this or that and the other, especially if you are a boss. That's never fun to hear. Take it with a grain of salt, change the conversation, and realize that this is going to happen if you are going to have really close friendships with people who aren't entrepreneurs. And I encourage you to do so. It's great because it creates a different dynamic, but be mindful that this is going to come up. Tip number 8, you will have to go out of your way every single day to show up as the best version of yourselves. And this is the only way you're going to achieve success. For the longest time, I fought this tooth and nail. I did not practice what I preach. I did not show up every day and challenge myself and really just show up as the best version of yourself. But if you're going to build a team and you're going to create this big impact in the world, you have to be able to be a leader, and you have to show up as the best version of yourself each and every day. You have to set that example for your team and for your clients and for the people who are following you on social media and your community. You have to challenge yourself and you have to be that leader. And it is very hard. It is a very hard thing to do, but it's also incredibly rewarding. I have challenged myself in the past 3 years more than I ever have in my 16 years of entrepreneurship to show up as that best version every day, to be hyper consistent, to take risks, to overcome fear, and to really just challenge myself to do new things, especially like these YouTube videos. It is something on a daily basis that I have to face and overcome, but it's also one of the most rewarding things I've ever done. The growth and progress that I've seen with my team and with my clients and with the community that I've built and the impact that I'm making is incredible. So I encourage you to embrace that and to challenge yourself every single day, no matter what is going on in your world, to give it your all and give it your best and be that best version of yourself. Tip number 9, you are going to be excited, sad, fearful, happy, overwhelmed, overjoyed. Every emotion possible you are going to experience when you become an entrepreneur. And as you embark on this entrepreneurial journey, there are going to be so many emotions that you didn't even realize that are going to come up. Perhaps you're going to experience jealousy or anger. Perhaps you're going to experience happiness like you've never felt it before. There is going to be a gigantic rainbow of emotions, right? And the sooner that you realize this, the sooner that it's easier to really just step into this and stay focused on the end goal. Because along the way, sometimes the emotions get the best of you. Sometimes you make rash decisions or you make decisions that you wish you could go back and change. And sometimes you're going to be so excited that you go out and you do something crazy and you never thought you would do. And these emotions can sometimes get the best of you, but it is what is going to keep you engaged in your journey, and it's going to keep you committed to your why, and it's going to keep you moving forward. So embrace the emotions, embrace that excitement, embrace that fear. It challenges me in so many different ways, and I feel so many different emotions as an entrepreneur. And so I encourage you to embrace those, enjoy them, revel in them, and revel in the day-to-day stuff that comes up, because if you're so focused on the end goal, you're not going to enjoy the present. You're not going to be able to experience those emotions, and you're not going to learn the lessons along the way that you need to learn to get to that next level. So embrace those emotions. Tip number 10, you will be able to have more freedom, more joy, more money, more love, more excitement, and more of anything that you possibly want if you do this entrepreneurial journey thing the right way. There are so many positives and so much freedom that comes with being an entrepreneur, like designing your schedule, creating limitless amounts of income, creating all sorts of impact. I know entrepreneurs that literally travel the world, and that's part of their business model. They don't even have a home. They just travel wherever they want. And if that's what success looks like to you as an entrepreneur, I encourage you to do that. And I encourage you to define what success is for you, because ultimately, when you are an entrepreneur, you have the ultimate freedom to make any and all choices that you want to make in your life, but you have to make that choice, and you have to make the commitment to choose what you want so that you can create that life of freedom. Yeah, that's part of the reason why we probably all came entrepreneurs, but all too often I see people who don't make the decisions around what they actually want. So make those decisions for yourself so that you are creating that life of your dreams and you aren't ended up trapped by your business, because that also has happened too. I've seen that with far too many entrepreneurs, that they are trapped in their business because they designed a business that wasn't in alignment with what they wanted out of their business. And so I encourage you to take ownership, make the decision to choose what you want and what success looks for you, and then relentlessly, day in and day out, go for it. Thank you so much for tuning in to my What to Expect When You're Entrepreneuring Part 2 video. I hope you enjoyed these tips. Please leave me a note in the comments. Let me know what you think. Let me know how you're integrating these tips into your day-to-day life, and let me know about you and your entrepreneurial journey. I love those comments. I read each and every one of them, and they mean the world to me. And if you're enjoying this content, don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you can get our new videos that come out every Tuesday, and share it with another entrepreneurial friend. We as entrepreneurs, we need to support each other in our community. So take this video, share it with a friend who can use these tips on their entrepreneurial journey so that they can get to where they want to go faster. Thank you so much for listening. I super appreciate you, and we'll talk to you all soon.